Hey, Nation, Harry here, back with Joe down in the San Francisco Bay Area. Hello, sir.
Hey, don't tell anybody, Harry. I've actually snuck 4 hours north of San Francisco. I'm in Mount Shasta at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Nice
All
snow
right.
day yesterday.
All right. There, now we're
But I'm
talking.
working. I'm still working.
Yeah, typical entrepreneur. Hey, you have an interesting story about your involvement in the Surface tablet and getting it out to your clients as an MSP. You go back about 2, 3 years with that. So let's roll back to the beginning. And you were in a program and used an agency, and now you're in another initiative.
Sure. Yeah, we were doing, we transact with one distributor in particular. I'm not sure if it's appropriate to mention here, but
That's all right.
they had put us into a program that Microsoft had launched at the time called Surface Modern Deployment Program, and really
Okay.
the focus at that time was introducing the concept of autopilot to smaller SMBs, so that 300 and below space, and the benefits of leveraging the Surface hardware with that platform.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And I found out that kind of somewhere in that time frame, my friend and yours, Thomas Beck, who has a marketing agency in Seattle,
Yes.
good guy. So you engaged with him. So what was he doing for you?
Yeah, it was actually excellent. And I know Thomas has been reaching out in this space to work with other MSPs. I mean, he really helped us. Our site was long overdue for an upgrade, and we had this emerging opportunity with Microsoft that required us to produce some marketing materials to enable us to remain in the program, quite frankly. And his group came in. Not only did they revamp our site and really give it, a much needed facelift, but really brought us forward in that, visual messaging that we expect from companies like Microsoft or Apple. And really, I think the comment we got from someone inside Microsoft at the time was this was the best proposal that they had seen from anyone in the group.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so Varial definitely amped our image for that time.
Yeah, and we've had Thomas on as a guest in the past. It's been some time, but folks, if you up on or down on our YouTube channel, you can search on Thomas Beck and you'll find him. So where are we at today? You're working with a couple familiar names that the SMB Nation crowd would know. Rebecca Garrity. You're in a initiative called C3. What's going on?
Sure. Yeah. Well, we met Connor Douglas and Rebecca Garrity, and small world, of course, because she's worked for years with the distributor that we're working with. So really, everybody knows everybody. But essentially, we started in the fall. Microsoft has really been making a big push to talk more and educate more on the Surface product family, really, not just the tablets, although obviously all the talk right now is the 7 Pro Plus with an LTE and all of that. But really, we put on several workshops alongside Microsoft in the fall that were focused on that conversation of the Surface story and why Surface.
This past fall, just a few months ago during the
Correct.
pandemic? Okay.
Yeah, we did it in November, and we'll be doing them again in March this year. So we're just talking about really the depth of the family now, because there really is a hardware device for every role or use case in an organization principally. And really now where we're leaning coming into 2021 is really to talk a lot more about the security benefits that come from leveraging the Surface hardware specifically.
Yeah, it's interesting to talk with you. Always interesting to talk with you, but it's interesting in this sense that I'm a skeptic and have been a past contractor. Yeah, past contractor to Microsoft, and on one of my engagements, the Windows XP migration project for Microsoft OEM. So it's about 2014. It's back in the day, and they issued me a Surface tablet. I'm not sure it was the highest quality Surface tablet. I ended up, quite frankly, being more comfortable with the keyboard response to my fingertips on my own laptop to do the work of Harry. So I was a little skeptical about that. I probably need to revisit that when we're allowed to travel and I do get to the Bay Area. Sell me on a Surface, right?
Absolutely.
What was that famous movie, Sell Me This Pencil, right? He walks around the room and says, sell me this pencil. So sell me on the Surface. I'm willing to take a second look at it. And I got to hand it to the Hughes and Microsoft. I mean, they have really hung in there with this one versus there are hardware disappointments in the Microsoft history, such as the Zune MP3
That was the
player.
first one that came to mind for me. Yeah.
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 So they.
Yeah. Well, I think I came into the tablet space with the Pro around the version 4. We're up at 7 now, and not, not quite the 8, but a next generation's already been released with some 2x speed increases and whatnot over the 7 that was only released not even a year ago, really. I think you nailed it. They've continued, unlike the Zune, which, alongside some other initiatives in the Microsoft's Xbox space at that time, just kind of fell apart. Yeah. But this one they've really stuck with, and I think that's the key. They've iterated over time. It seems that they've taken the feedback, and I don't mind cynicism at all. As an ex-editor of my own online magazine, you have to look at everything with a little bit of that through that lens, I think, and that's what your customers are expecting. But we don't sell ourselves as a sales organization. We like to solve problems. That's how we present things to our customers, and so we hope that when we're presenting them with the Surface. For our higher end design customers, we certainly show them other options so that they're getting a comparison, an apples to apples or apples to oranges kind of view, if you will. But I think the key thing is really finding the right, it's not the right, not every device is right for every role or individual. And it's really, that's the key thing, is making sure that we're targeting it to the right people. Otherwise they will, potentially have a negative experience with any device, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think well, I've already told my story, but sir, next time when we get together, we want to talk about the, and I'm serious, I'm going to make a note.
Okay.
The exodus of tech out of the Bay Area to places like Austin, Texas. I mean, you're living and breathing that. And so I'm going to make a side note to, we're going to go a different path next month. And because I'm really interested in that conversation. I mean, I read, I've got the standard news feeds up there, and I get it, but it'd be really cool to talk to someone who's there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, I'll leave you with this sneak preview of that. There's a lot of our customers are looking at wanting to do the same, or are envious of that same move. And these are people that already were kind of living a little bit outside of the city. So we're seeing people wanting to go who already were somewhat living that lifestyle, thinking maybe even farther afield is where they could go. And I think the pandemic underscored that ability to work from anywhere.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you get back out on the ski slope. Speaking of hanging out in a Zoom town.
I wish, yeah.
I would offer you where your disclosed location is a Zoom town that maybe is participating in that dynamic a little bit. All right, Joe. Take care, man. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Harry. Right. Have a great one.
Yep. Bye.